it's a learning thing. It's a learning every day. I'm in a great position to sit back, understand the game plan, understand everything that the NFL is. So, I'm ready for my opportunity whenever that happens. But and it's time that I'm not every week. So I have 6 games a week, So I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekends. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything because I truly believe.
Shedeur Sanders has had enough, and he's firing back at the media with no filter. Reporters are twisting the narrative, making it sound like Shedeur Sanders screwed up by refusing to ride the bench behind Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. But Deion isn't letting that garbage slide. He's shutting the lies down loud, raw, and unapologetic.
They forget, yes. I know, I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar? Yeah, but where do these guys come from that sit on these platforms and say, oh, you should have sat in behind and learned the game and been what they developed? Wouldn't have the pros ever developed anybody?
Let's be real. When's the last time you saw an NFL superstar quarterback actually train his backup to steal his shine? Almost never. QBs guard their spots like treasure, and the league doesn't run on charity. Deion spelled it out. Sitting around waiting for someone to teach you the game is a trap. If you want to survive in the NFL, you blaze your own path, prove you belong, and take your shot. This league doesn't have space for sidekicks or apprentices. It's about winning right now. Deion clapped back at the critics, reminding everyone, when a player hits the NFL, he's supposed to already be ready. Teams don't draft babysitting projects. They draft winners. And if you fall short,
there are some things that if you could go back and change, obviously hindsight's 2020. But when you're looking at the better situation is definitely Baltimore, where you could potentially learn from a great and see how he manages so many different things outside of football rather than just performing at an elite level.
They'll dump you without hesitation. No cuddling, no lessons. Either you deliver on day one or you're packing. That's why this whole Shedeur should sit and learn spin is pure nonsense. Deion made it crystal clear. The NFL isn't college, it's survival of the fittest. If you can't perform, they'll find someone who will. Period. And let's keep it 100, the timing of this debate is shady. Why didn't anyone bring this up at the draft? Why only now, after Shedeur is locked in and already proving himself? Deion sees right through it. This isn't analysis, it's a hit job. The media can't find a real flaw, so they're fabricating drama to chase clicks.
When you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it. Now, they teach you their playbook, but development and teaching you how to route folks up and you how to block and hold that point, man, please. There ain't nobody taught you.
Even Cam Newton jumped in, trying to frame Shedeur as arrogant for refusing to sit behind. Lamar? Cam claimed playing in Lamar's shadow could have helped Shedeur handle fame and pressure. He tried to make it sound like a golden opportunity, but Deion wasn't buying it. That logic is backwards. Why should Shedeur dim his own light for another man's spotlight when he's got the skills to build his own empire? This isn't arrogance's ambition. Deion's message is sharp and simple. Shedeur doesn't need training wheels. He needs the ball in his hands right now. Dion didn't just brush off Cam's take, he destroyed it with facts. He admitted, not once in his entire career did he sit on the bench thinking, wow, I'm learning today. Sidelines don't teach greatness, pressure does. The bench, Dion laughed. Who does that?
You gotta figure it out on your own, man.
There you go.
I've been trying to teach some guys that have come in and out of the building or all across that I ask you, how do you run your route like this? How do you run your route like that? I'm like, man, you just got to run it enough to figure it out.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't joking. He was making a statement. If you're not on the field grinding, you're not growing. That's football.
I never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today.
That is a fucking great quote. Goddamn, that is a good quote.
Who learns sitting on the bench? Like who does that?
Travis Kelce even backed him up with his own story. He said young players ask him how to run routes, but he never sugarcoats it. There's no magic trick, no shortcut. You only improve by running routes, failing, and fixing your mistakes. In this league, nobody holds your hand. You sink or swim, period. Jason Kelce jumped in too, recalling his rookie days with the Eagles. Coaches told him one thing, don't mess it up and you'll be the starter. That trust forced him to own his career immediately. He admitted if he had wasted time waiting behind veterans, his career would have been wrecked. Success came from grabbing the moment, not waiting for a handout. And that's exactly where Shedeur's mindset is. Instead of sulking on the scout team, he's embraced it like a badge of honor. Every snap is fuel. Shedeur even said he'd rather play 6 games a week than 1. Why? Because constant competition keeps him sharp and hungry. To him, this grind isn't punishment, it's preparation.
But I'm like, son, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're gonna know. I say, and it's coming up. I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's gonna go down. But it's gonna go down this year. He's gonna get a shot.
He sees it as the ultimate training ground of fire that's molding him for when the starting job comes. Shedeur's confidence is blazing. He's not begging for a chance. He's building his own spotlight. When the door opens, he'll kick it down.
Immersed themselves, both of them, in the game plan. Did a lot of drill work on the side, both before and after practice, and then they get some scout team reps so they can get some balls airborne and make sure that they're staying in sync, of course, because really Dylan being 1 play away and Shedeur being 2